What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. This is an early premiere, season 4, episode 9. I've got my hot tea ready, so I'm ready to chat with you guys about this episode. This episode title is Should Have Known Better. Let's start off with Varya and Geoffrey. So we all know that Geoffrey finally came clean to Varya about his past. He says that he had a hard life growing up and he says that when he got the opportunity to make quick and easy money, he went for it. Since telling Varya, she said that she wanted space, so Geoffrey, he got a hotel room. He reached out to her the next morning and Varya agreed to meet up with him and hear what he has to say. So he's hoping that she will forgive him, but he does say that she has every right to be upset. Varya tells him that she's mad and upset with him, adding that she can't believe that he didn't tell her. He says that he regrets not telling her and regrets his past as well. Varya is concerned about her future with an ex-con. She says that she prides herself on her profession and has worked really hard to get where she is and thinks being with him could ruin that. Geoffrey starts pleading his case, saying that he's turned his life around and now lives a successful life. He adds that he's looking for a person that he can be with forever, and he wants to be with her. He goes on to say, please forgive me. Varya responds saying that she actually doesn't believe that people change, but he's definitely changed. Adding she believes he's grown as a person and she's willing to forgive him. Now, after they make amends and she decides to forgive him, she says, so what now? How am I supposed to tell my mother? Geoffrey's like, do we really have to tell her? Geoffrey volunteers to tell her mom and says that it's the only way he would want her to find out about his past through him. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to Stephanie and Ericka. So let me just start off by saying that their before photo that TLC shows before they get into each couple's scene, it looks horrible. Horrible. Like, these two look mad depressed, and even while they're standing close, they still look closed off from each other. They still look so distant. Like, why? At least if you're going to be a fake couple, be a darn good one. That's all I gotta say. You know, I wasn't convinced since the very beginning. So even just with seeing this, like, even if you were gonna persuade me like, oh, well, maybe they could be, I'm still not convinced. So it's been a week, and Stephanie says when Ericka left, she felt alone. She felt so alone. She goes on to say that after Ericka left that night, Ericka ended up texting her to apologize, and they both agreed to meet in the morning to talk. She only has 2 weeks left in her trip, and she says that she doesn't trust her enough to share any form of intimacy, adding she's beginning to see that there's something about them that is just not compatible. Once Ericka gets there, she gives Stephanie flowers, and she doesn't even hug her in a way as to say thank you. She's just like, wow, and looks really dumb at the face. Ericka explains that she's sorry for walking out, but she felt like she was hitting a brick wall. She was talking about the same things over and over, and they just weren't able to communicate effectively. Stephanie says that the nature of Ericka's friendship scares her. Stephanie says that the nature of some of Ericka's friendships scares her. Ericka reassures her that she's not the one to do her wrong and says would she be open to meet some of her friends. Stephanie agrees to try, but says that she doesn't have a trusting nature due to being cheated on in her past relationships. Let's move on to Lisa and Usman. So Lisa says the meeting didn't go well. We all know that. And she feels that she did everything to win over Usman's mother and it just didn't work. They're moving on to plan B. They're meeting with his brother Muhammad. Usman believes that it will be a good thing to get her involved so that he can help him and Lisa out with all of this. Lisa and Usman's plan is to get insight from his brother on why the blessing wasn't given and give them the tools on how to get this blessing. Now, why is Usman taking baby girl Lisa through all of this? Like, why is he taking her through all of that when he knows doggone well why he didn't receive the blessing from his mother? He already knew it was going to be a no and that the goat wasn't going to change anything. But hey, I guess he said, might as well, get mama a free goat out of all of this since she already hasn't been speaking to me for 3 months. Usman says that his mother always listens to Muhammad because he's the eldest brother. The brother says that their mother was shocked to see him bring Lisa home. He tells the camera crew that his mother doesn't want Usman to marry Lisa because she's an older woman, she's from a far country, and she's not Nigerian. Adding also that they met online. Usman says that Lisa is in love with him and he's in love with her. But if that's truly the case, which we know it's not, but just say we bought that, what he just said. Why didn't he tell his mom that he was in love with Lisa when he went saying, can we get married? He just said Lisa is in love with him and wants to marry him. Lisa chimes into Usman's brother saying, I will travel to any part of the earth to be with your brother. Lisa, shut up. Just shut up, because you've been complaining the whole time you've been in Nigeria, and you think because you throw on some traditional Nigerian clothing that now means something. Girl, please. When she made that remark, Usman looked at her like, shut up, because he wants to get over to America. That's his goal. That's been his sole purpose of entertaining the thought of marriage to Lisa. He wants to come to America and pursue more of his music career here. The brother tells them that he will try to convince their mother to allow them to get married. Usman says part of him knows that this will be impossible and adds, if they don't get his mother's blessing, he can't marry Lisa. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to David. So it's day 6, and David says that Lana finally reached out to him. So as they begin to chat, he says, I'm in your hometown. Would you meet me for lunch or dinner? Now, the messages was coming in pretty quick to me. Then they slowed up as soon as he said that. He makes this lame excuse because he's sitting there for a hot minute waiting on her to respond, talking about she has slow connection. Yeah, right. You're right, David. He claims that Lana finally responds and says that she can't wait to see him, but they didn't show us that on the screen. So I'm convinced that this is a lie. Now, David gets ready, and before he meets Lana, he decides to pick up some flowers. Once he arrives at this restaurant, he orders a bottle of champagne, and the nerves start to kick in. David starts sweating. And when he looks at the time, he sees it's 1:50 p.m. Now, she's supposed to be meeting him at 2 p.m. He goes to the restroom and pulls a Darcy, changes into another shirt because he brought plenty of those for backup. And then he heads back out to wait on Lana. 2:03 p.m. and still no Lana. So he's sitting at the table fantasizing over her photos on his phone. It is now 3:05 p.m. Still no Lana. He doesn't have internet access, so he can't message her. So David starts pouring himself a glass of champagne and is looking all sad. 3:56 p.m. hits, and he is like, how could she do this to me? Oh, poor Caesar. Poor little Caesar. He's another little Caesar. So he's like, how could she do this to me again? He finishes his last gulp of that champagne and gets up to leave. He gives it up. Now, this part cracked me up. The lady at the restaurant tells the camera crew that she's seen this type of situation before, over and over again, and she's not surprised. I was weak when she kept them flowers, and I would have too. I definitely wouldn't have let those beautiful roses go to waste. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to Avery and Ash. So Avery says throughout this trip so far, she's noticed that Ash has a tendency to sugarcoat things. She still feels uneasy about his career because something happened that morning with him and one of his clients that makes her question how he interacts with his clients. She is waiting for the right moment to discuss it with him. Ash and Avery go snorkeling, and Avery says that it's a nice experience to share with Ash, but if she wants to bring him to America, she needs to talk to him more about some of the serious concerns that she has. Once they finish snorkeling, Avery says to Ash, with coaching, what are some things your clients would come to you for? He says mostly it's women who are successful and don't have the time to connect with men. He tries to help them navigate that and find someone that they can connect with? I don't know. I feel like he's still kind of going around the question. So Avery is like, well, what's your system? He says he doesn't find it too well to work with a system because everyone is different. She's like, well, do you have a specific time that you meet up with them? Because I just saw your phone earlier and you had about 68 text messages. She adds, it's alarming because she has no way of knowing who is a client and who isn't. Ash gets very defensive and snappy. Instead of reassuring this woman he's with that she has nothing to worry about, he says, you don't have room to tell me that. He adds that he's single right now and trying to figure out what works best for him. Avery's like, I just traveled across the world to see this man. What the heck is he talking about? And I'm trying to figure out too, Avery, what in the world is he talking about? Oh, now you single? You talking about moving to America and being with somebody you love and bringing your son and all this stuff, and now you single. Well, I feel like in that moment, Avery, he's telling you exactly how serious he is about you. In that moment, I would have gone back to that Airbnb with the quickness and changed my return flight to leave ASAP. I feel like that's it. That's what she's been trying to figure out. Is this serious? Is this real? You know, are they compatible? He has something to hide because you're taking me on all these excursions and these different trips and stuff, but I'm trying to meet your son's mother so I can talk to her and kind of get some insight to see if your son will really be able to come to America. And he's still making excuses about that. So I think he has something to hide with that. He doesn't want that meeting to happen. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to Yolanda. So Yolanda is where we last left her, in denial and making a lot of excuses instead of facing reality. She tells her daughter that when she texted Williams and said, "Are you Nigerian?" she didn't get a response, adding that he must be upset with her. Why would he be upset with you? Why? This poor thing. I don't even have the words. Her daughter says, I don't think that he's going to contact you anymore. He found out that we were on to him and he knows he's a Nigerian man. Yolanda says that it's still in her heart that he was hacked. Her daughter is shocked and you can tell very disappointed to hear her mom sent this man that she's never met nude photos. Yolanda admits that she gave Williams her address and says she's still in love with Williams. Her daughter says, why did you give him your address? And she says he wanted to send her flowers. But sweetie, did you ever receive the flowers? So her daughter says the same thing. Did you receive flowers? And she says, no, he never sent the flowers. Like, all of this should be telling you, it really should be telling you by now. So I feel like if she can't put this whole thing together and is this gullible, she then deserves to get scammed. I bet you one thing, it'll teach her a big lesson next time. I in no way wish any harm on Yolanda. No harm. I wish no harm come upon her. But she doesn't want to listen to anyone. So what can you really do? She's putting herself in harm's way because she's not facing reality. Her daughter is certain it's Williams who sent the email and tells her mother when a scammer gets caught, personalities change. Yolanda is still in denial. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I really need to hear your thoughts on this early premiere of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. This is season 4, episode 9, part 1. The episode is titled, Should Have Known Better. Yolanda, you should have known better, sweetie. And you're just not getting it. You're not getting it, but you should have known better. Anyways, comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this episode. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with a friend who also loves watching 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified on the next time that I make an upload. And I will catch you all in my next video. Peace.